Assalamualaikum, dear friends. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In this video, we are going to learn about the relative pronoun. In the previous video, we have discussed the relative pronoun, two relative pronouns, and that were which and who. So, in this video, we are going to look into the relative pronoun that and where do we use that. So, first of all, we may say that relative pronoun that is used as the substitute for who and as well as for which, but there is only one case. In the previous video, when we were discussing about the non-relative clause to restrict or limit any clause separated by comma. Okay, so there was a confusion between the use of the which and sorry, not which, by the usage of comma. When non-defining clause separated by commas, they change their meanings only by putting commas before and after non-defining clause. So now we will look that the relative pronoun that is preferred to use instead of who and which. But there is one case there we may not use, or we may say we must not use the relative pronoun that. So what is that? Look at this. Here we have the as the relative pronoun that has a restrictive force. Okay, when the relative pronoun that, okay, this is here, it is the word relative pronoun that has a restrictive force, mean when that is used as the restrictive or to limit the non-defining clause, it sometimes becomes unsuitable as the substitute for who or for which. Okay, as earlier I said, we prefer to use that instead of who and instead of which, but there are some unsuitable conditions sometimes, so we may not use. How? Look at the example. Here is the example. My father that is a schoolmaster is 50 years old. Now here that is has the restrictive force and giving the meaning that among my more than one father, the one who is a schoolmaster is 50 years old. Okay, now here that clause is giving the clause as a non-defining clause and making it more than one father. Okay, so this is something strange. We do not use it for sometimes, and we actually use who instead of that. Okay, everyone has only one father, but in case if you say that my father that is a schoolmaster, it gives a sense that you have many fathers. Nauzubillah. This is something strange. This is something queer giving the meaning. So instead use of that we use who. My father who is schoolmaster is 50 years old. Now here who is now is not restricting or limiting the class. That is why now here it is saying that my father who is a schoolmaster. Okay, I have only one father and there who is schoolmaster and his age is 50. Okay, so that is why, as earlier I said, in most of the cases we prefer to use relative pronoun that, but when there is coming such meanings, such connotations, such feelings in the sense of sentences has the restrictive force, and when it gives the meaning of more than one, so in that time we prefer to use who or which. Okay, so this is, and in case you may use that instead of father, you may say my sister. Okay, so now you may say my sister that is a schoolmaster is 50 years old, then it becomes suitable and good. But in case if you see if you write father and use the relative pronoun that, it would become a strange thing. So keep remember this thing. Come to the next. That is used for persons and things. It may refer to a singular or plural noun. Okay, this is very most popular thing that is used for persons and for things as well. and it is used for singular and plural noun as well. And that has no genitive case, okay, mean has no possessive case, and it is never used with a preposition preceding, okay, mean that with that we never use preposition before the relative pronoun that. How? Here we have the example, this is the boy that I told you of. Now that is used for what? That is used for the boy, okay, as a relative pronoun. Next is I know the house that he lives in. Now again that is referring to the house. This I know the house that he lives in. Number third, uneasy lies the head that wears no crown. Here that is now is used for the head and modifying the word head. And the fourth sentence, I have lost the watch that you gave me. Now here that is describing the watch. The word, the noun watch is modified by the relative pronoun that. Next is that may be used as an adverbial accusative, and it gives the meaning of on which, in which, and at which, etc. Okay, keep remember what does adverbial accusative mean. Adverbial accusative, when something is used as the object of the sentence, okay, object of the sentence, and it does not give the answer of what. Okay, keep remember, when the object of the verb doesn't give the answer of the question what in that, and it gives the answer of the question where. When the object of the verb gives the answer of the question where, we may say that the object is used as adverbial accusative. Okay, when the object gives the answer of what, that is not as called adverbial accusative, that would be simply called as the object, but that may be used as an adverbial accusative. Okay, so and when it is used as adverbial accusative, it gives the meaning on which, in which, and at which. Now example is I remember the day that he came. Okay, now that is used for the word the day, and it is used on which. Okay, I remember the day on which he came. Okay, so now it gives the meaning of on which. Next is on the day that thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die. Now again in the second sentence, that is used for the day, the noun the day, and again it is giving the meaning of on which, on the day, on the day on which thou eatest. Next is as a relative pronoun that has a restrictive force. It becomes unsuitable. Yes, it was earlier discussed. Here my father that is a school master is 50 years old. Okay, now here it gives the meaning that I have more than one father. Okay, so due to only the usage of this relative pronoun that. Okay, so keep remember using the relative pronoun that with very care. And instead we use that. In this sense we may prefer to use the relative pronoun who. My father who is schoolmaster is 50 years old. Okay, so guys, this was today's discussion about the use of relative pronoun. See you in the next video, and inshallah I will be bringing some other usage of the relative pronoun that in detail. And I request at last you people that if you are new to my YouTube channel and you did not subscribe, so please do subscribe and support me as well. Thank you. See you in the next video.